In this episode of Talking to Myself, I'm going to be doing a mini series of the nonsense rules in society. So this is going to be part one, and I'm going to be talking about respecting your elders. Let me explain first and foremost what I mean by respecting your elders. I do not mean, obviously, don't respect anyone, don't, say thank you, please, whatever it may be, stuff like that. What I'm talking about is the nonsense stuff that, particularly in a lot of, I guess, more traditional countries, it seems to be the case, less so in countries like the UK, USA, stuff like that. But I mean stuff like, I'll use the example like places like Turkey. When there's an elderly woman, your grandma or someone of that age, particularly there's certain events throughout the year, or even when you greet them, you kiss the hand and put it on your forehead. You respect them, you do as they say, even a lot of the time, the stuff they say is just, it's not the right thing to do in my opinion. They may just be having a go at you, they may be judging you, but you've still got to respect them, still got to kiss their hand, put it on your forehead and do all this stuff, despite a lot of the time, a lot of these elder ones, from my experience, are quite bitter people, they're judgmental, they're negative. And I was reading Osho's book, Living Dangerously, and a lot of the stuff he said in there resonated quite a lot with me. And one thing he said in particular is, he gave the example of when he was in the classroom at university, and everyone would stand up as the teacher would walk into the room, but Osho was the only one who didn't stand up. And this struck a lot of controversy in the class. They were saying, why are you not standing up? And Osho's argument was, what have you done for me to stand up? They're like, you need to respect the teachers, like you haven't done anything for me to respect you yet. And the funny thing was, the teacher who turned up one time, he was an alcoholic or something like that, and he just drank alcohol, and he's like, see, you've proved my point. Why am I standing up for someone that's an alcoholic? And the reason why I brought that up is because a lot of the time, as I kind of mentioned earlier, these elderly people who we're supposed to respect and almost bow down to are the people that are judging, giving out negative comments, gossiping. And a lot of the time, generally, they're not that nice people. Yes, they're elder than you. I'm not saying don't greet them well, don't say yes after you open the door for them, stuff like that. But why are we going and people-pleasing, doing everything they say, kissing their hand, literally bowing down to their feet, when they don't actually deserve to be respected in that way? It's almost approving these actions that they're doing. If they're judging someone, they're calling negative stuff, we're almost approving that and saying it's fine for you to do that because we're going to respect you regardless. So, the way I see it, it should be a two-way streak. Just because someone's elder than you doesn't give them the right to be bowed down to get their own way, do what they want, say what they want. If it was the other way around and a kid did that, they'd probably get, grounded, something confiscated. And yes, they're older than you, they're experienced, but I think there needs to be a two-way street from this. And the way I see it, there needs to be a level of respect from them in order to get the level of respect back. And I don't think they need to actually do something to deserve that respect. And just generally be decent people. And if they don't, obviously, in my view, they shouldn't be bowed down to as much. They should be held accountable for their actions. And a lot of you are saying, but you don't understand my family. If we don't, we're literally going to be kicked out of the family. But let's face it. If enough people did this, if enough people said, you know what, no, I'm not going to bow down to you, auntie or grandma, because you talk in a disrespectful way. If literally everyone said that, and all the families go, we're going to abandon you, then we're going to kick you out of the family, you're going to have thousands, if not millions, of people that have done the exact same thing. So really, you're going to be with people that also have the same view as you, the same mindset. And if anything, it would, probably strike a bit of awareness into those people to think, oh, okay, if everyone's doing this, maybe it's not the right way. But this is just a theoretical scenario, obviously. And it's me just having a rant in what would happen in an ideal world. Obviously, in, I guess, in quotation marks, realistic terms, this is less likely to happen. Do I have a solution for a short-term option besides not giving a crap? Not really. Yeah, I guess that's just my view on it because I can see almost two different sides to it. So I have more of a traditional background, but then I also live in a country in the UK that is not doesn't have those traditional vibes. So I can see both perspectives of it. I can see the respect side, and I can see the complete opposite where this respect side doesn't exist. So in the UK, there seems to be a lot of people, one, don't even see their grandparents or elder people. I mean, even if they do, there is not the same level of, you wouldn't sort of kiss them on the hand and stuff like that. It's two very different worlds, so I think a balance needs to be striked. So, in an ideal world, the way I see it is you would still look after these elder people. You would still help them out when necessary, open the door. Yes, would you like this, Grandma? Yes, I can help you out here. But they would have that common respect with you. They wouldn't, if they would be held accountable. If they're disrespectful, speaking in a disrespectful way, then ultimately, with all due respect to them, they would not be helped out. So I don't know what else to say regarding this. The point I was just trying to make is I don't agree with it, and I think if we're standing in our true, authentic selves, regardless of the outcome, we would do what is right from a place of morality, from a place of knowing that this is. I do not believe this is the right thing, so I'm not going to go along with it, regardless of the consequences. And I do believe the universe rewards courageous people. If you're acting from a place of authenticity, from morality, as I said, you will find a way ultimately, regardless of whether it's with your family or whether it's with another group of people, but you will find the people that are similar to you. So in summary, do what feels authentic to you and is morally right. Alright, that's rant over, and I will do another part another time. Thank you.